inspired by Psalm 56. Cry for mercy when everyone rises up against you. Almighty God, King of heaven and earth, today I come before you with a surrendered heart, acknowledging your majesty and your mercy. For only you know the depths of my soul and see what the eyes of men cannot see. You see my fears, my struggles, my wounds. And yet you welcome me into your presence with arms of love. Lord, have mercy on me, O God, for I feel that man would devour me, that the forces rising against me seek to break my spirit. The voices that surround me try to drown out my faith. But here I am, before you, pleading for your mercy to cover me like a cloak, and for your powerful hand to protect me in the midst of the battle I face every day. The enemy oppresses me harshly, Lord, fighting me every day. He stirs up evil thoughts, sowing confusion and discouragement. And yet I lift up my eyes to you, because my hope is not in men or their judgments, but in you, my eternal refuge. You know how every day I feel the weight of hurtful words, of attitudes that seek to crush me, of faces that turn against me. And only you know how much it hurts. But in that pain, I seek you, Lord. I cry out to you from the depths of my being. For I know that your mercy is greater than all injustice, and your truth is stronger than any lie that rises against me. All day long my enemies trample me, Lord. They give me no rest. They surround me with twisted thoughts. They watch me with harmful intentions. And sometimes my soul feels tired, worn out from so much resistance. But even in the midst of that weariness, I find comfort in you. For when my strength fails, your spirit renews me. When my spirit is weak, your word rekindles me. And when fear tries to overwhelm me, I remember that you are with me. For many are those who fight against me in pride, O God. Many are those who rise up without a cause, those who do not understand my heart, those who judge without knowing what is in me, those who seek my downfall and rejoice at my stumbles. But I will not fight with my own hands. I will not repay evil for evil. I will not respond with hatred, for in you is my defense. You are the just judge who sees the secrets of the soul and weighs the intentions of the heart. Lord, when the pride of men rises, teach me to humble myself before you. For I prefer to be on the ground before your presence than on the heights of pride, far from your grace. On the day I fear, on that day where fear paralyzes me, where my mind fills with dark thoughts, where the voices of the enemy seem louder than my faith, I trust in you, Lord. I trust not in my strength, nor in my plans, nor in my words. I trust in you, in your promise, in your unfailing faithfulness. On the day I fear, I run to your presence. I hide under your wings. I rest in your love. For I know that fear dissolves when I remember that you are with me, and that no storm can take me from your hand. In God, I will praise his word. Lord, for your word sustains me when everything falls apart. Your word gives me life when my heart feels empty. Your word gives me direction when I don't know where to turn. In the midst of lying voices, your word is my truth. In the midst of confusion, your word is my clarity. And in the midst of pain, your word is my comfort. That's why I praise her. That's why I keep her in my soul. Because every promise of yours is an anchor in the turbulent sea of my mind. Every verse is a light that guides me back to you. In God I have trusted, I will not fear. What can man do to me? Yes, Lord, I declare from the depths of my being. In you I have trusted, and though they threaten me, and though they murmur, and though they surround me, I will not fear. For you are my strength. You are my shield. You are the one who fights my battles. Man can hurt my body. He can raise false promises. He can seek my downfall. But he cannot touch my soul. For my soul belongs to you, Lord. My life is in your hands. My destiny is in your will, and my victory comes from your throne. Every day they pervert my cause, Lord. They manipulate words, twist my intentions, distort what I do and what I say. They seek to harm me. They seek to take away my peace. But you see my God. You know the truth you hold in my heart. Don't defend me with human words. Defend me with your justice. Speak for me when I can no longer speak. Show your favor when my hands grow weary from fighting. All your thoughts are against me for evil, but your thoughts toward me are good. They are thoughts of hope, restoration, and eternal purpose. And that is enough for me to continue trusting. They gather and hide. They watch my steps closely, like those who stalk my soul. But my soul does not belong to them. My soul is hidden in you. They can watch my ways. They can search for my mistakes. They can plot plans, but they cannot break what you have sealed with your spirit. Lord, when I feel watched, when I feel like every step I take is criticized, remind me that you are the one who directs my steps, that you make my paths straight, and that while they plot my downfall, you are preparing my victory. Lord, when I feel watched, when I feel like every step I take is criticized, remind me that you are the one who directs my steps, that you make my paths straight, and that while they plot my downfall, you are preparing my victory. I don't want to carry bitterness or a desire for revenge. I want to surrender everything to you. I want to rest knowing that you judge with truth and equity. And if you must strike down, Lord, strike down in your fury the peoples who oppose your will. Not for my exaltation, but for the manifestation of your glory, so that all may know that power belongs only to you, and that no tongue, army, or plan of man can prevail against your purpose. So I remain, Lord, under your shadow, trusting in your mercy, hoping in your faithfulness, because I know that you do not forget my tears, nor overlook my ways. You have counted my escapes, Lord. Every step I took in the midst of pain, every moment I had to flee to protect my soul, you saw it. There was no place I ran to where your presence was not tenderly following me. Not a tear fell without you collecting it in your vial. My tears have not been lost on the ground. They have been kept by you, written in your book, because for you, each one has a purpose. Each one is a seed of faith planted in the midst of affliction. Lord, thank you because you do not forget my cries, because you see what others ignore, because every sigh of my heart has been heard on your throne. And that gives me hope to continue believing when sadness visits me. You have seen my escapes, Lord. You have been with me in the moments when no one else knew what I felt, when I had to hide my pain behind a smile, when I had to remain silent so as not to break. And even in those silences, you were there, reminding me that he who flees is not always weak, but that sometimes fleeing is the way your spirit keeps me from danger. You know my steps, the days I woke up feeling weak, the nights I couldn't sleep, the hours when my mind was filled with thoughts that didn't come from you. But you, Lord, wrote them down one by one and gave me the certainty that not one tear was in vain. Place my tears in your vial, O God. Keep them as a testimony of my faith, for those tears speak louder than my words. They silently cry out what my mouth cannot express. Each one represents a prayer that rose to heaven, a plea that came from the soul. Lord, if my tears could speak, they would say that I didn't give up, that I kept believing even when I didn't understand, that I trusted in you even when everything went dark. And even though the world sees weakness in my tears, you see adoration, because hidden in them is my surrender to you, my love, and my trust in your mercy. Are they not in your book, Lord? Yes, they are written there, on the invisible pages of your compassion. Not one of my struggles was ignored, not one moment of loneliness forgotten. You have taken note of every fall, every cry, every time my heart felt on the brink of the abyss, and you lifted me up with your invisible hand. Knowing this comforts me, Lord, because I am not alone. You've been with me through every day, every battle, every silence. You've been there for me through the good days and the days of tears. You've seen it all, and yet you still love me with the same eternal love that never changes. My enemies will be turned back on the day I cry out. This I know, that God is for me. Lord, how powerful this truth is. I have no need to fear, because I know that the day I cry out, you hear. The day I raise my voice, the enemy retreats. Not by my strength, but by your presence. Not by my words, but by your authority. When I pray, the heavens open. The plans of evil are confused, and those who seek my destruction stumble over their own wickedness. Lord, thank you that you defend me even when I don't see you. Thank you that every time I get on my knees, you fight for me. Thank you that while my enemies plot harm, you prepare my deliverance. This I know, Lord. You are for me. You are not against me. You are not distant. You are not indifferent. You are with me. You fight for me. You sustain me. You surround me with your faithfulness. In God, I will give thanks for his word. In the Lord, I will give thanks for his word. Lord, today I lift up my voice in gratitude, for your word has been my food in the desert, my shield in battle, my lamp in the darkness. There is no word firmer than yours, no promise more sure than your truth. In your words, I found refuge when my mind was attacked by fear. In your words, I found comfort when I felt I could go on. In your words, I understood that victory doesn't come when everything is fine, but when the heart decides to trust, even in the midst of chaos. That's why I praise you today, Lord. Not by what I see, but by what I believe. not by what I have, but by what you have promised me. Your word is my treasure, my refuge, and my hope. In God I have trusted. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? I repeat, Lord, with conviction in my soul, I have trusted in you, not in my strength, not in my resources, not in human opinions, but in you. Man can raise judgment. He can speak against me. He can try to hurt me, but he cannot touch the purpose you have placed in my life. He cannot steal the peace you give me. He cannot extinguish the faith you have ignited within me. I will not fear, because my security is not in what is visible, but in your invisible promise that never fails. You are with me, and that is enough. You are my shield when I am attacked, my defense when I am accused, my peace when I am troubled. I will not fear, Lord, even though the world rises, even though the winds blow hard, even though I feel weak. I trust in you, and that sustains me. Upon me, O God, are your vows. I will give you praise. Lord, I acknowledge that my life belongs to you, that I have made a covenant with you, that my days are consecrated to your will. Upon me are your vows, your promises, your calling. You have chosen me, and even if the path is difficult, I will not give up walking with you. I will praise you even in the midst of pain, because true worship is born in trial. I don't need everything to be right to praise you. I need to remember who you are. You have chosen me, and even if the path is difficult, I will not give up walking with you. I will praise you even in the midst of pain, because true worship is born in trial. I don't need everything to be right to praise you. I need to remember who you are. For you have delivered my soul from death and my feet from stumbling. Lord, you have saved me time and again. You have rescued me when the enemy sought to destroy me. You have sustained me when I stumbled. You have protected me when danger surrounded me. You have lifted me up when I was no longer strong. My soul has been rescued from darkness and my feet from ruin. If I am standing today, it is by your grace. If I keep walking, it's because of your mercy. If I keep believing, it's because your love hasn't let go. You've been my guardian in the night, my refuge in the storm, my firm rock when everything was shaking. And all this, Lord, so that I may walk before you in the light of those who live. You did not save me to hide. You saved me to serve you. You did not save me to keep silent. You saved me to worship you. You didn't give me life to fear. You gave me life to walk in the light of your truth. I want to walk before you, Lord, with integrity, with faith, with humility. I want to be one of those who live in your light, not one of those who hide in the shadows of fear. I want every step of my life to be a reflection of your faithfulness. May my life speak of your goodness. May my journey inspire others to trust in you. So I entrust this new day into your hands, Lord. Keep me under your shadow. Direct my thoughts, strengthen my heart, and fill me with your peace. Where there is confusion, bring clarity. Where there is fear, bring confidence. Where there is weariness, bring renewed strength. May my mouth praise you, my mind remember you, my soul rest in your presence. Today I go out trusting in your mercy, knowing that my tears were not forgotten, that my battles were not in vain, and that my steps are numbered by you. I will walk in the light of those who live, Lord, for you have been my salvation. In the name of Jesus, I commit my day, my thoughts, and my journey to you. Amen. Dear brothers and sisters, Psalm 56 is a spiritual gem that teaches us to trust in God even when everything seems against us. It was written by King David during one of the most difficult times of his life, when he was being pursued by his enemies and forced to take refuge among the Philistines, an enemy people. In that time of fear and confusion, David didn't let fear dominate his heart, but transformed it into prayer. He humbly cried out, "Have mercy on me, O God, for man would devour me. He oppresses me, fighting me all day long." With these words, David acknowledges his vulnerability, but also affirms his absolute trust in God's power and faithfulness. This psalm teaches us that faith does not mean the absence of fear, but rather choosing to trust God in the midst of fear. David says, "When I fear, I will trust in you." That is the key to spiritual victory, learning to trust in the Lord even when our soul trembles. Because when we trust in God, the enemy retreats, lies lose their power, and God's peace fills our hearts. This psalm also reminds us that God sees our tears and hears every prayer that comes from the depths of our soul. When David says, "Put my tears in your vial," he is revealing to us that every tear has value before God, that no sincere prayer goes unnoticed, and that the Lord records everything we experience in his book. He knows our struggles, our wounds, and our inner battles. Therefore, when our hearts feel downcast, we must remember that God is for us. David firmly declares, "This I know, that God is for me." What a powerful affirmation, beloved brothers and sisters, to know that the Creator of heaven and earth is on our side, that He fights for us, that He protects us, and that He turns our trials into testimonies. Finally, the psalm concludes with gratitude and purpose. "For you have delivered my soul from death, and my feet from stumbling, that I may walk before God in the light of those who live." This means that everything God does in our lives has a purpose, that we walk in His light, that we live in holiness, that we do not forget His mercy, and that our lives reflect His faithfulness. Just as God delivered David from his enemies, He also delivers us from everything that seeks to destroy us. And when He lifts us up, it is not so that we might return to fear, but so that we might live in the light, confident that the same God who sustained us yesterday will sustain us tomorrow as well. Dear brothers and sisters, thank you for following me to the end of this prayer, inspired by Psalm 56. If this word touched your heart, I invite you to share it with someone who is going through a difficult time, because perhaps that person needs to remember that God is with them too. And tell me in the comments what country you're joining us from and what your name is. I'd love to greet you and pray for you. I wish you a beautiful day filled with the Lord's peace. And don't forget that I'll see you again tomorrow to continue praying together. May God bless you abundantly.